Hello there. Welcome to my today sharing. Okay. Today I'm going to provide the sharing about the security critical infrastructure. Okay, especially the lesson learned from the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. Okay. My name is Stephen Su. I'm a senior marketing director in TCS1 Network. Okay. So before we jump into the Colonial Pipeline attack case, allow me to give you some background overview about this DarkSide cybercriminal gang. This DarkSide cybercriminal gang, the first appearance is in last year, August. When they come out, they actually get a lot of attention from different media, okay? They put the spotlight on this new kid on the block. The reason for that is they run in the ransomware business like a corporate. Okay, they also demand very high amount of money. Okay, it's more than $1 million ransomware they are trying to launch. Okay, and to have more detail about this DarkSide background, they established their website in dark web. So they changed the address a lot. Actually, you can use the Tor browser, be able to access their website to get the latest information about the criminal activity. Okay, they are targeting non-CIS country, which means they try to avoid Russian-speaking country, and also they will avoid the vertical like a healthcare, funeral service, education, public sector, or non-profit organization, because the claim themselves is the Robin Hood, hijack the money from rich guy, but they never give the poor guy money. Okay, so their motivation and then behind them is all about money. The typical utility they use is more than 20 different kind of utility. For example, Cobalt Strike. Usually that used for rating to do the pen testing and also try to exploit vulnerability. Like a mega storage, they allow them to do the data infiltration. Also Mimikatz. Mimikatz is kind of handy to decrypt the username password for the credential. Okay. So in terms of the overview, let's use the timeline, give you some background about this criminal gang. Okay, in last year, November, a Russian background threat actor, okay, DarkSide, just announced that DarkSide will offer ransomware as a service affiliate program. Okay, what does that mean? Actually, they're going to recruit a couple of the hacker or independent hacker who is trying to run in the ransomware business, can use their infrastructure, or they provide a CDN for them. They even provide the ransomware customization service for those hackers as well. And in last year, December, they even create one page for the press center, okay, in their dark web website. So they will keep it, update their current status, get the more media attention. Okay. And this year, February, they upgrade their service to, they call it DarkSide version 2.0. Okay. The affiliate program, the structure is something like that. If your ransomware demand, okay, the money is less than 500,000 US dollar, they charge 25%. If the ransom demand is over than 5 million US dollar, they charge 10%. So it pretty much for them is a fortune. Okay. So in this year, May, actually, I would say they make a mistake. They mess with the wrong people. So later on, we'll talk about the Colonial Pipeline attack case. So in terms of attack, how they get inside, okay. Allow me to use the simple network graphic to do the detailed explanation, okay. Normally, first thing they would do, will try to exploit the public-facing application. In this case, is DMZ. Typical technique they can use is using the VPN vulnerability, or try to use the leaked username password to penetrate into the DMZ zone. Another way is using the phishing mail, which is the pretty common thing to penetrate to corporate. Okay. Once they get inside the DMZ, they will try to get the credential. That's a couple utility they can use. Mimikatz, Graph, that's pretty handy to decrypt the username password for a target victim machine. So allow them to be able to get inside the corporate network. Once they get inside the corporate network, they try to enlarge their damage, okay, which means they're going to do a lot of the ransomware deployment, large scale deployment. So the best way is to compromise the AD domain server. So the way they did, they can use the AD5 is the AD server username password query tool, okay, be able to compromise, get the credential. So next thing they're going to do is to do some lateral movement preparation. The handy utility called NetScan allow you to browse around your neighborhood computer, okay. So the lateral movement, they need to go inside to check it out. Usually we'll use the PSExecute. That's the Windows system internal utility, allow you to do the remote process execution, okay. So next step, they need to establish the command and control. That will be the channel they will create. So either using the command line utility called cert utility that can allow you to do the certificate. Also use the bits at the main to set up the drop point, scheduling download or scheduling download. Corpus drive to export the vulnerability, also set up the remote admin tool, allow them to combat the corporate network anytime. So they are pretty smart to dodge the bullet, okay? They will use the rootkit utility, like a gamer, like the PC Hunter power tool, to avoid bypass antivirus or anti-malware detection, okay? So everything is stated down. Next thing, they will drop the ransomware. Before the ransomware start to execute to do the data encryption, normally they would do is do the double extortion. So which means they will perform the data exfiltration. The data exfiltration typical way they can use is using a lightweight browser called the Qt browser. Okay. Also using the 7-zip with password can avoid the antivirus detection to decrypt those data. They try to leak it out. Couple utilities still can be used, can be handy, PuTTY, Chrome, Mega Client. You can perfectly to move those data to the destination they want, okay. Let's check out the victim, okay. According to this chart, but I personally believe there's more than 100 victims, okay. They are not targeting specific vertical, although oil and gas is part of their target for sure. According to this chart, you can see that they are more interested in the English-speaking country, like the United States, UK, or some country in Europe, okay. So the payment they collect, actually, according to our information, population more than 47 million actually pay for a ransom. The money they collect start from last year, August, until now, it's around the 90 million US dollar. It's pretty good, actually, I would say. Okay, then get back the attack case, okay. Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. Colonial Pipeline, the company background, they founded it in the 1961. They started to do the pipeline construction in 1962. They headquartered based in Alpharetta, Georgia. Okay, it is the largest refined product pipeline company in US, responsible for 45% of the East Coast including the diesel, fuel, transportation, gasoline, also military fuel. Okay, their pipeline connect to the 7 major airports. The pipeline length is around 8,850 kilometers. Okay, the capacity they can handle is the 100 million gallons per day. They're pretty huge. Okay, in terms of ecosystem position, okay, we will consider this midstream position. They will guarantee from source to destination, which means they build their own pipeline. At the same time, they will also have their own tank, be able to do the fuel storage in order to propagate to make sure the pipeline operate efficiently. They also have the operator or region facility built inside. Okay, so let's check out their system inside. Okay, in their headquarters of retail, they build up the control center. Okay, the inside of the system is fully automated. They can do the remote start and stop the pump, open and close the valve, also can fill or empty the tank. A pipeline company like this, they are more concerned about the oil leakage. So they have the leak detection system. They call it computation pipeline monitoring. The architecture is based on SCADA system. So they will collect different information, operation variable. So will be update every 4 seconds to get a real-time information. They also try to do the safety precaution. So in case for construction company try to dig up something, so because their pipeline sometimes also bury underground, they offer the on-call system and allow them to identify the pipeline location. Just like the other critical infrastructure, they also offer the training simulation, no matter for drill or for the new employee training. That kind of facility they also offer. This system is run by 24/7. They never stop it. Only one condition. Also, we will call the principle. The pipeline will be shut down, okay, or isolate if there's any emergency occur for safety precaution, okay, which is necessary. The attack case, okay, happened in this year, May 7th. Colonial Pipeline, they shut down their system because under ransomware attack, okay. The initial access has been discovered and been identified. It goes through by leaked VPN password. According to Colonial Pipeline, they claim that password, they never use it, but they also forgot to revoke it, okay. So they give the threat actor has the chance to be able to penetrate inside the corporate network. So after the ransomware attack happened, on May 9, US President Joe Biden declared a state of emergency, which is very serious, okay. On the right-hand side, you can see the ransom note provided by DarkSide, okay. The client, they already hijacked more than 100 gigabyte data. Also declare the payment for Bitcoin is equivalent to the 4.4 million US dollar. And guess what? Colonial Pipeline actually pay for it, okay. The impact actually is caused the East Coast. They're not able to transmit the fuel and gasoline provided by commercial and consumer use. So as a result, the gasoline price jumped up 3%. Okay. Right now, FBI and Department of Justice, fortunately, they managed to be able to claim back those payments. Okay, they custody and seal those the cryptocurrency wallet actually controlled by DarkSide. So the claim they get back the money equivalent to the 2.3 million US dollar. Okay. So one thing I try to highlight here is the before the DarkSide actually get the ransom payment from the Colonial Pipeline, They know this activity actually calls a lot of attention from law enforcement. So they release the media, release the press release in their dark web. The claim there that it's nothing personal, it's not a political issue. All they want is money. But this activity actually pisses off the law enforcement for sure. Okay. So what is so significant about this case? Okay, so it's not just the state emergency alert, also that related to the human life and safety. So US government, Transportation Security Administrator, TSA, they published one security guideline in 2018, specific address the attack should pay attention, not just the cyber attack, also physical attack, okay? So it's kind of serious in US. And according to latest news we have, TSA's plan to release new security guideline after this incident happened, okay? There was specific address cyber attack, which try to provide more countermeasure and recommendation, okay? Okay, in terms of the mitigation, okay, so actually CISA, Critical Infrastructure Security Agency, they do issue one security alert in last year, February, that address the important thing about the ransomware attack. Right. Potentially will impact the pipeline control and communication assets. Also need to pay more attention on OT network, operation technology network. And that's recommendation also using MITRE TTP to mapping the possible initial access and the consequence. For example, they mentioned about the need to aware spare phishing attack, although Colonial Pipeline attack is goes to the VPN liquid password, but pretty much the phishing mail as the common technique used by threat actor. So as a result, it probably will get the data encryption may cause the impact, for example, a loss of availability, loss of control view, also loss your productivity, even revenue. They're pretty much identical with Colonial attack case. The mitigation suggested by CISA, they use a risk-based assessment strategy. Okay, for the critical infrastructure, we also recommend to use the risk-based assessment. The different way you can do the interview. Also, you can use the security inspection method or have the technology help you out to do the risk-based assessment. Okay. In terms of technical and architectural recommendation, they highly suggest you should conduct the network segmentation between IT and OT network. Conduct the multi-factor authentication to avoid initial access from outside. And to have the fast recovery, you should regularly do the data backup. And to narrow down the activity or availability to keep the maintenance still be able to running, to have the network traffic filter also is also another consideration. Try to deploy antivirus and anti-malware solution as much as you can. You should provide the least privilege, that kind of concept deployment for the endpoint, also for network. For example, for endpoint, you can consider implement the execution prevention, just like whitelisting solution, or using some kind of network access list to limit the network access resource. Okay. So how TXOne Network can help? Okay, when we look at this kind of the instance, actually, we always consider there are 5 major countermeasures can help to prevent or to avoid the impact. The first one is network segmentation. The network segmentation is not just for risk mitigation. It also will reduce the impact. If even under attack, it still can maintain some certain percentage of productivity. Okay, based on our experience, we do know in the OT and ICS environment, a lot of asset actually is pretty weak because they have the onboard vulnerability, not able to do the patch. So using the virtual patch actually can prevent this kind of assets under attack. No matter using the host-based or network-based, we also think it's the pretty good countermeasure can be deployed in the OT ICS environment. To avoid unknown attack, including the human error, we highly suggest you should consider using trust-based countermeasure, just like whitelisting or network access. So that probably is the best way to avoid the unknown attack. So after you conduct a risk assessment, you should be able to identify your critical asset. What does it mean? The critical assets under attack, your whole environment or productivity is shutting down. So, which means that will be the first investment you should consider to have a cybersecurity countermeasure deployment. So we always encourage you to harden the critical asset, no matter for the engine workstation or SCADA system. Okay, you can consider using the antivirus or whitelisting solution to hardening that endpoint. Last but not least, security is not one-time task. It requires the continuity process. So we will highly recommend to do the periodic inspection. Okay, no matter you're using the technology way or using the human resource, continue to review and testing your security countermeasure is very necessary. Okay, so come to TXOne Networks solution. Okay, because we are cybersecurity solution company. Okay, we offer a solution specifically for ICS environment. So based on those 5 major countermeasures, we offer 3 mainstream products from endpoint, network, and security inspection. In the network, the endpoint protection, we offer the Stella series, which means we have a different skill for legacy operating system endpoint, also for modern line operating system endpoint. In the network defense, our Edge series providing multiple form factors. You know, the ICS environment is so diverse, and it's kind of difficult to have the one solution to fit all. So we provide the multiple form factor. No matter the security is controlled by OT people, IT people, or spatial force, and we offer different kind of solution for them for deployment. Our portable security is for the security inspection. The methodology is something like that. We offer the antivirus engine and anti-malware scan capability inside of USB form factor, allow you to do the plug and scan in the air-gapped environment. So for the Colonial Pipeline attack case, based on CISA recommendation, we do have 2 mainstream products can help out. The first one is network defense solution. We call the Edge series. The main function we provide is not just network segmentation, we also provide virtual patch and network trust list. So which means is fulfill the CISA recommendation for the IT, OT network segmentation. Also build up the network filter to avoid attack, okay? So we also allow you to do the network access list build up. In the endpoint, our Stella series, also based on CISA recommendation, okay? Try to deploy antivirus, anti-malware as much as you can. Our Stella Protect is specific design for ICS environment. And later on, we're going to introduce a little bit about the Stella Protect. And also for the implement the execution prevention, that's a whitelisting solution. Our Stella Info also can help out. So let's get back the endpoint security. We call it all-terrain ICS endpoint security. The Stella Protect is built in the machine learning engine, Okay, machine learning engine, which means allow you be able to detect the unknown attack even without internet connectivity. So it doesn't require the frequent signature update. It still can get the best real-time protection. Okay. We also have the ICS inventory database built inside, which means can reduce a lot of the performance impact, because we will try to include the ICS application into the whitelist to avoid double scan, that kind of wasting time performance. Okay. Stella Enforced. Stella Enforced is trust-list-based endpoint protection. We support so many different legacy operating systems, okay, including Windows XP, Windows 2000. A lot of antivirus is now able to support it. Since it is the whitelisting solution, which means it doesn't require antivirus engine or signature update, can be operated in the air-gapped environment without internet connection, it still can get the protection, okay. So in the network solution, our multiple form factor network solution actually provide the capability, allow you to do the network segmentation in the shuffle area. Not just that, we also provide a virtual patch capability to shield the vulnerable device, also allow you to do the micro segmentation. Take an example like here, the edge IPS, our very tiny, small OT environment use the IPS can deploy in front of the critical asset or in the small area environment. So you can do the inline protection or do the offline monitoring. We have another solution called Edge File. Edge File is next generation firewall. You can do the multiple internal segmentation because we have the come with multiple ports, and also allow you to do the analytic capability. Okay. Then allow me to introduce the Edge IPS port. Edge IPS port is large scale uninterrupted environment. Okay, it can be used. It includes our major security feature just mentioned in the previous page. And the best thing about the Edge IPS port is that it's kind of IT/OT convergency cybersecurity, because this appliance is deployed in the IT breakdown, but protecting the OT environment with the high port density. So we call the IPS array. We have a two model, two scale. We have the 48 port, allow you to do the 24 segmentation. We also have another scale with the 96 port, allow you to do 48 segmentation. Each segment comes with a highway bypass with a high availability capability. So allow you to maintain the productivity at the same time get a protection. In terms of throughput, for the 48 port skill, okay, we can support up to the 10 gigabit per second throughput with 2 million concurrent connection. 96 port model can support up to the 20 gigabit per second throughput with 4 million concurrent connection with the all security on. Okay. So the last solution I'm going to introduce is the portable security. The portable security is a pattern update through the different environment, through the office environment. So it built inside the antivirus engine. The beauty about this solution is they come with the 3 LED indication light, which means we'll let you know the current antivirus scans status. So even for the operator without any security background, they can use this security inspection utility to conduct their job in the isolated environment, air-gapped environment, or do the security inspection for the visitor, okay, for the maintenance machine. Okay, that's the typical solution we highly recommend. Okay, in terms of a total solution deployment, You can check out this graph. Okay, this is the hospital environment. The hospital environment is pretty diverse. It has the gas LAN network, allow your people to able to link it to their environment. Also, you have the business office, data center, clinical service LAN, biomedical engineering modality LAN, remote access. So it's kind of complicated. So after you conduct the risk assessment, so you will consider, you should probably need to do the network segmentation for different area. For example, you can deploy edge IPS for larger scale. Also use the edge IPS, the small IPS deploy in front of the database or database server or the payment machine or modality. Okay, so every network appliance security will be monitored by our one single console called ODC. Okay, in terms of the endpoint security, after you conduct a risk assessment, you will know how many endpoints you have, what kind of operating system they are running. So you probably have a legacy operating system, but still carry very important tasks. Now allow you to do the antivirus installation. So you can consider using our Stella Enforce to do the whitelisting protection. For those machines, as the fully capable connect to the network, you can consider use the Stella Protect to do the antivirus protection. And finally, use our portable security to do the security inspection for the mobile device, for air-gapped environment device, or even for visitor device. That we call it total solution deployment. Okay. So pretty much conclude our solution offering, also provide the best practice to avoid the Colonial Pipeline attack. Okay. So if you have any additional question, please contact me directly. I'm happy to answer. We also very happy for you guys to watch today the session. Okay, thank you. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.